Would I be the a-hole for asking my husband to let go of his best worker over a hunch? My female 40 husband, male 43, has this worker, male 19, who he loves. He calls him his son, lets him eat our food, tells him his life lessons. The boy began working for us when he was around 14. Just little things like mowing the yard, stacking our firewood, going on errand runs for us. Normal chore like work for a young kid. It was an immediate hire when he turned 16. The boy is very tall and fit to work, etc. Already pretty trustworthy and seemed to be a hard worker, so my husband put him to work at his shop, in parentheses, mechanic. Okay, so your husband is taking a fatherly role for this guy. The issue is that we have a daughter, female 18. That alone should probably sum it up. No. And that actually doesn't sum anything up for me. I don't know about you guys. Oh shit, is Kai in here? What up, Kai? Yo, Kai, someone in my chat called you a big bag. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm just relaying the information, bro. She is our only child, and me and my husband are very protective of her. We have raised her with strong Catholic and traditional Mexican values. Oh my God. Bro, some of the most awful households are that combination. Not only Catholic, but like Catholic and Mexican. I've just heard horror stories, chat. Like, I'm not trying to hate, I'm not trying to be mean, but I have heard multiple people with horror stories when they came from that kind of upbringing. And she understands no boys allowed until she leaves the house. And when boys come to question it, should be for marriage and not to play. Since summer started, from day to night, my daughter will sit in my husband's garage and just watch this kid work from 12 to 6. Sometimes when I'm home and can witness it. I'm truly disturbed. I'm worried about her heart posture and what she may be thinking. What the fuck is heart posture? Not me like fixing my posture. What does that even mean? I've never heard that my entire life. What do you mean heart posture? The boy is no better. We live in a smallish town about an hour from one of the bigger / more popular cities, which my daughter enjoys going to greatly, in parentheses, and has since she was young. He's taken her in his truck frequently since the start of June, 3 times in 1 week at a point. I got into a discussion about this situation with my husband, and he continues to defend him, saying he's trustworthy and smart. The straw that broke this camel's back is when the other night I got a feeling, in parentheses, likely God. Yeah, bro. Kids are getting mowed down by Israel, but you know what his number one priority is? Making sure that you have a feeling about if your daughter's getting her nut or not. Like, come on, bro. Your 18-year-old daughter, by the way, legally an adult, should be able to explore who she likes as she sees fit, but like, you got a fucking stick up your ass. Sorry, a Catholic stick up your ass. I got a feeling likely from God and went to my daughter's room to check on her. I almost had a full heart attack when I saw this kid in there. My daughter is absolutely not allowed to have men / boys in her room. Not even my husband, her father, has gone into her room to respect privacy. Y'all, I'm speechless at that line. I don't even know what to say. Like, what do you mean he doesn't go into his daughter's room? That This wow. What in the hell? Even when her primos come over, they are strictly not allowed near or in her room? What the hell is a primo? What the hell? What am I heart posture? Primo? Like what language are you speaking? What does that mean? Cousins? That means cousin? Male cousin? You're not do you know how fucking weird that is? What? What? What in the fuck? Oh, right. I forgot they're Mexican. This is Spanish. Okay. All right. Okay. I see. I see. I understand where I. Yes. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Wait. But in my defense, heart posture still makes no sense. I have no fucking idea what that means. Heart posture is being a virgin when you get to the altar? Oh my God. Wow. Just holy fucking brainwashed. I'm sorry. I'm so like this is the shit that religious nutbags say where I'm just like, I can't. You live in like fairy tale and fantasy land. Like how in the fuck do you think it's realistic that your 18-year-old daughter isn't gonna explore her life sexually? And how are you so stupid to not understand how that's like dangerous for her? How do people not put together that waiting until marriage literally puts you in the worst possible situation because you're just gonna rush into marriage because you wanna have sex with that person and then you don't fully evaluate whether or not you should actually be marrying them because all you're really worried about is, I'm trying to get my fucking nut. And that, dude, I just still can't get over like that that night I got a feeling, likely from God. Like, it's just so fucking stupid, bro. Like, it's so crazy. I just can't imagine being like this, bro. Thank God. Just thank God. God damn, bro. Cousins is crazy. That is just the weirdest shit. Obviously, he knows this, and I don't know where he got the gall. This was after sundown. Completely inappropriate! Exclamation point. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with this anymore, and I'm thinking to tell my husband to just get rid of the boy, but I know it might break my husband's heart. This kid is the son my husband never got, and since this boy has a single mother, it's a very mutual situation. When Father's Day comes, the kid always has something for my husband. That's how close the two have grown. And of course, the boy could stay in contact with my husband. He could even work with him. I just don't think he should be working anywhere near my daughter whatsoever. I don't know what to do. I know what you need to do. Tone it the fuck back. Like, if anybody here thinks that this parenting style works, you're actually a dumbass. You're a grade A idiot. This is the fastest way for your kid to get pregnant. Like, clearly she's feeling the urge. Clearly she wants to explore this side and doesn't want to listen to whatever Catholic bullshit you're spewing. And you're just making it more dangerous for her by not giving her the opportunities to feel safe to explore this with a safe parent who can guide her through these things. Like, you should be talking to her about birth control, being safe, not having sex with someone unless you're truly in love with them. Like, all those things that make them feel safe and make them feel like they can trust you if they get in a bad situation. All this is doing is setting your kid up to get fucked in one way or another. Both literally and metaphorically. What did Chicken Sandwich say? Chicken, thank you for the $10 dono. Linguistic moment. Linguistic moment. Heart posture is likely the direct translation from Mexican Spanish. In religious context, it refers to spiritual attitude, i.e. chastity, humility, etc. Okay. I guess that makes more sense. I think that's really funny. That's still a really funny translation. Heart posture. I just think that's hilarious. Thank you for the clarification, though, chicken sandwich. And thank you for the $10 donut. I still can't get over how fucking weird it is. Like, no men or boys allowed, absolutely, even in the family. Like, what are you implying that your family members want to do to your daughter, bro? That is just weird. Insanely weird activity. Unless they've, like, done something that makes you think, oh, they should not be anywhere near my daughter. But that's a whole other issue in and of itself. That's insane, bro. This is just such an outdated way to think. Also, in my opinion, you should be ecstatic that your daughter wants to date what is basically at least your husband's son. Like, he sounds like a good dude. Sounds like he works hard. Sounds like an upstanding Don't get me wrong, like, probably not the smartest move in the world to, like, be trying some hanky-panky sneaky shit in your house. I won't disagree with that part. But, like, let's be honest, kids are gonna be hanky-panky sneaky if they wanna be. Whether you get a feeling from God or not, they're probably gonna be sneaking some shit left and right, you know? Like, come on. Come on, dog. Let's be realistic here, okay? We do not live in the sunshine, rainbows, fairyland that you think we do underneath the umbrella of religion. Chat, what is the statistic? Isn't it like 90% of people have sex before they're married? Like, it is just not a majority thought anymore, and I just don't think it should be. Like, I genuinely think the church does a disservice to anybody who actually believes in that shit when they tell people, oh, you have to be abstinent until you have until you get married. Like, I think you're just setting yourself up for a trap. I hope nothing too shocking happens because I'm watching while I'm using hot glue today. All right, well, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, wasn't there some? I thought there was some crazy statistic. It's like 80% of people or something. That's what it was designed for, trapping women in loveless marriages because their families were wealthy. Yeah, you're right. My bad. I forget where religion stems from. Stems from some bullshit. That's where it stems from. All right, let's check. Okay. There are no updates, but maybe a couple comments? Okay, wait. Some more information on the husband from one of OP's comments. My husband would care, and that's the issue. He just has a lot of love and respect for this guy. And when I brought up the city situation, he said he trusted the worker to not break his trust in that way. It may seem as if I'm the evil mother who just nags and whatnot, but I'm reinforcing rules my husband established. Her father doesn't enter her room, not because I make him, but because he always wanted to show her through example that men are not allowed in her space and to enforce privacy. I never cared of that specifically. like this is not how you show someone through example that men are not allowed in her space. It's just weird. Yeah, exactly. You guys are saying it. Like, avoiding her space is not showing her that, like, she's allowed to have space or to, like, create boundaries. It's like creating a dynamic that is, like, weird. And that doesn't apply in a marriage, you know? Like, you guys have a shared space. Maybe you have, like, a room that you can go to or something like that. But, like, if I gotta, if me and my girlfriend moved in together and she went, okay, so this room is my room and you're not allowed in it, I would be like, what? Huh? Like, this, that, like, everything is for us. Like, if you need me out of that room for a bit so you can have your own time, that's different. That is different. Oh God, OP said no, my marriage was planned and I'm very glad because I would have chosen horribly at 18. Oh, it's one of those. Oh, it's one of those. Okay. All right. They are too young and I want them both to focus on their life instead of jumping into random relationships. Relationships are serious matters. Excuse me. Relationships are serious matters that can end in divorce, pregnancy, and debt. And it's all great and dandy that this kid has a job, but I want my daughter to be independent and have her own too before she even looks towards men. Okay, but that's just such an unrealistic thing to expect. Like, bro, like, just because you want that of your daughter does not mean that she's just gonna be like, oh, okay. Yes, mother, I will fight my hormones and my tendencies to want to have desires towards men because that's what you want for me. Like, what? What is that brain dead thought process? Like, she's just going to go behind your back and do this without you knowing, but also without an adult to guide her, and then she's gonna get pregnant anyways. Like, I don't. To me, this is just like the dumbest thing. Like I said, it's just that like sunshine and rainbows fairyland that like religious people think we live in. And like half of them don't even listen to it either, bro. Like, if anything, I would put money on like the mother having made some fucky wuckies in her day, you know? I just want to save her from herself and the kid too. It seems like people think a simple answer is to just let everyone be one and everything is happy and dandy. My husband is very strict, and whilst he believes this kid has no interest in my daughter now, if he catches him so much touching my daughter in a way he does not see fit, the boy will be out of a job here in the next town over and the next town after that because these blue collar business owners love to talk to each other. At the end of the day, blood is thicker than work bonds, and if my husband feels betrayed, he will cut that person off. I feel like if I tell him now, it might end with, okay, honey, I don't believe you, but to make you feel better, I'll take the sacrifice and move him to X and Y. But if it lasts and my husband witnesses it head on, it may be cut and done with. Okay, bro, if you guys want to speed run no contact with your daughter, like, feel free. Like, this just what a terrorist. What a set of terrorist parents, you know? Like, oh God. It's just so unrealistic, bro. It is just the most unrealistic bullshit I've ever heard. Yeah, nursing home speed run. You're so right. You're so right. Like, I just refuse to believe that this is going to be the mass appeal belief anymore. Like, sure, don't get me wrong. There are going to be some stupid Republicans who get brainwashed to go down this pipeline. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. But I feel like a lot of kids are growing up with their phones and hearing shit going on now that they're like, oh, so like the way my parents me is fucking weird. And then they're going to go, oh, wow, look at all these people empowering me to like not live like that. Look at all these people empowering me to like go no contact with my siblings. Like, that's what I'd tell this daughter. I'd be like, listen, girl, you gotta get the hell out of there. And you gotta get your own job. You gotta build your own life with this man or without this man, however you see fit. And just snip, snip, chop, chop. Because these people sound genuinely awful. Genuinely awful. This is how girls find out they're lesbian. I mean, that could be a possibility too, you know? Man. Oh, chat, thank God we're not like this. That was not going where I thought it was going, low-key. As you could probably tell by the title. I thought that was going to be like, I don't like this person you work with. I think they're hitting on you. That's so wild to me, bro. Yeah, Chad, if y'all have kids, do not raise your kids like this. I think it's just like I don't know if I've talked about this a little bit. So Kathy raised us a little bit on the wave of like no sex before marriage. But none of us like it wasn't that serious. Like it wasn't as serious as this. It would just be like, oh, like, you know, when you get the sex talk, you're getting the no sex before marriage talk, and then it's basically never coming up again. And then like by the way, editors, you don't have to put this in the video. Love Kathy. I just want to clarify that. So I was in college when I like lost my virginity to my first girlfriend, and I would stay at her place, and my mom had my location. And like shit would happen where my mom would call me, she'd be like, hey, like, where are you? I'd be like, oh, I'm at, you know, wherever I was living. And she was like, oh, like, that's not what your location says. And I was like, I'm at the girl, I'm not gonna say her name. Like, I'm at the girl that I'm dating's house. Like, you got me. And she was like, oh, okay. Like, are you guys gonna sleep in the same bed? And I was like, no, mom, I'm gonna sleep on the couch. Like, you know, that's me freshman year. I was like, no, yeah, sure, mom, whatever delusional fantasy you want to live in. Like, yeah, I'm sleeping on the couch. And then my junior year of college, my mom calls me, like, I'm dating a different girl at this point. I'm at her apartment, like, after the bars. We're, like, playing Pong with some of her friends, like, drunk or whatever. I go out in the hallway to, like, answer the call from my mom, because I love talking to my mom when I'm drunk. And my mom's like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm at so-and-so's place, like, hanging out with her roommates. And my mom was like, oh, like, it's kind of late. Like, are you going to stay there? And I just, like, drunk as fuck, I was like, yes, mom, I'm going to stay over. And by the way, we have sex. And then I went on a tirade for, like, I shit you not, what felt like 5 minutes. Like, keep in mind, I was drunk. It might have not been that long. But I went on a tirade, just, like, being like, hey, bro, like, I know that you didn't stay abstinent until you were married, so that was kind of unfair for you to, like, put this pressure on us and to still kind of, like, keep up this ruse. I was like, I feel like I would have, like, I had to figure this shit out on my own, and it could have ended poorly, but I'm, like, lucky to have some friends who, like, taught me the way and, like, walked me through this shit. And, like, my siblings, I was like, I feel like you could have done better here, but I kind of said it a little bit meaner than that. And I, like, remember I stopped talking, and for a split second, I was like, ooh, she's gonna fucking disown me. Like, I'm cooked. I've never heard these words come out of my mom's mouth before. She goes, you're right, Ben, I'm sorry. And I was like, what? What? Huh? I was like, what? And I was like, but like in my head, yeah, on the outside, I was like, thank you, Kathy. I really appreciate you saying that. Like, and ever since then, bro, I will say, like, ever since then, me and my mom have had this like rapport of like that day, I think I really like took a step forward or a couple steps forward from like, I'm your child to like, okay, now I'm this adult who like can think for themselves and like act for themselves and that like does adult things. And that has really progressed our relationship in terms of like what we can talk about. But yeah, moral of the story, don't do that shit, you know? Like don't be the like you know, I love Kathy, but don't be the mom that has a conversation with their kid, you know? Especially cuz my mom was so open to it. Like once we started talking about it, it was pretty like, you know? But I just wish it could have been like that when I was like 15 and I was really lost and like trying to navigate like, wow, I'm really horny, but like mom said no sex before marriage. Like, what am I supposed to do about that? Like, you know, abstinence only education never works. I agree, Death Pants. I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible, man. Getting your mom to say sorry is so crazy. I love my mom, but goddamn, she never apologizes. You know what? That was a rare, I have to say, guys, that was pretty rare for Kathy. I can't lie. I can't lie. But I'm just really grateful for it. Like, I'm glad we had that conversation. Because I was just, like, I was fed up. Like, I think my mom knew, too. Because, like, she knew that I was lying when you know, freshman year when I was like, yeah, mom, I'm sleeping on her couch. Don't worry. Like, pff, like, come on, bro. I'm in college. Like, I have nobody to tell me that I have to sleep on the couch. Like, it's not what we're doing. My mom, when I was going to a party at 15, just don't bring me grandkids, please. Like, mom, what the fuck? You know what? To be fair, Ace, like, I think that's better. It's not as good. It could just be like, hey, just want to remind you, like, be safe. Here's all the things you got to look out for. You know, if you do decide to do it, like, make sure there's condoms, blah, 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 blah. Like, don't get pregnant. Like, I think those are good conversations to have. But, like, that's just, like, passive aggressive, you know? Like, I do think you can just be like, okay, like, you're going to this party, be safe. If you need to call someone to come pick you up, I'm always there for you, bro. Like, just do what you think. I trust you. And if you make a mistake, it's okay. Like, I'll be there in your corner. If you ever feel unsafe, you can call me immediately, you know? Colorado lowered the age of getting birth control without guardian permission to 16, and they had lower rates of teen pregnancy and saved money on social welfare programs like food stamps. No, I agree. Like, that should be the norm. That should be the standard, but our country's run by a bunch of fucking morons right now. My parents went from please don't get pregnant to please get pregnant really quick. It's so funny, bro. I always tell people, like, if I accidentally got my girlfriend pregnant and we decided to, like, carry the kid to term or whatever, my mom would be mad for maybe a minute. Like, maybe. She'd be like, what the fuck? Why were you being so irresponsible? And then that would go over. She'd be like, I'm gonna have a grandkid. Like, it would be so fast. Like, the flip switch would be so fast. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if she was just like, fuck yeah, I have a grandkid. Like, she would genuinely not care. I think my mom would genuinely not care. I think I'd crash out at that as she said that while I was drunk. I mean, I wasn't that drunk, chat. Like, it was afties. I wasn't like blackout or anything like that. But I just remember being like I was at that like overconfident drunk where I was like, you know what? Now's the time to call out my mom for this. Now's the time to call her on the shit that I've been waiting to call her out on for years. At 2 a.m. when I am schmammered. Schmammered. Oh, bro. Oh, anyways, parents, make sure you guys are good. Give your kids a safe place is better than an abstinent place. I'll fucking die on that hill. I'll die on that hill. Religious abstinence is stupid. Genuinely. also believing, but it was God. God gave me a feeling. It is so dumb. Like, so dumb. You know what's really funny and all? And I'll start this story here in a second. Like, I like was rewatching Supernatural. I had to move on. It gets so corny after a while. But their view of God, pretty on par with how I actually view how God would be if he was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, that motherfucker gave up on us years ago. We are a bad Sims game. Bro does not give a fuck about us. Y'all slobbing on his shit for, like, no good reason. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. If you guys are on the YouTube, make sure to like up the stream. We got 86 people watching, 47 likes. I feel like we can get that up to 60. If you guys could like up the stream, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you guys are on the Twitch, make sure to follow. No matter where you're at, turn on the post noties so you can be notified whenever I go live, baby.